Hi, we are your Alumni Career Service team at Michigan State University. I'm Dave, this is Lisa. And today we want to talk about corporate culture and what it's like to be able to interact with your colleagues and to have kind of joy from that. And we kind of stumbled into this topic because this is like our 10th time of trying to film something today, but we have all had the case of the giggles and we can't do it. So we thought we would bring a little bit of a lighter subject and just talk about how much we appreciate working with each other and about how maybe sometimes opposites can work with one another really well, because Lisa and I are very different from one another, but we really enjoy working with one another. So with that, Lisa.
Well, and what's interesting is Dave and I, neither one of us, are really excited about the idea of being on video. And so this whole project has been a stretch for us, to say the least. But we both are very different in personality. We've been taking the approach to the segments, I think, pretty seriously, which is why it was funny for us today when we couldn't hit a serious note. See, here we are again. There's just something about our day this day. And so this isn't working.
This is great.
See where we're at? See?
Roll with it.
See, this is where we're at. So, just as in anything in the business world, when something isn't going according to plan, or you discover that this is not the day to focus on this particular task, you regroup. So we thought we would talk about, part of the reason we're laughing today is the fact that we joke a lot behind the scenes, and it's not even crazy humor. I would say it's pretty conservative, but we find a way to enjoy each other, and now we've giggled so much ahead of our taping segment, we can't even get serious right now. But backing it up to, Dave and I actually have, as he mentioned, a really good working relationship. We have a lot of fun together, but we are both very different people. I don't know, Dave, how would you describe you and how would you describe me? Because this is going to get interesting.
Well, you know what? I think that we're both very serious and driven about our work, and we both are passionate about it, and we very, very much care for the people that we're serving. And I think we both love our work.
Yeah.
And we approach it differently. I think in some ways, like, you are more eloquent than I am. Let me say that. So you come up with a thought, and it sounds like really refined and processed, and you've probably been thinking about it for a long time. Where if I blurt something out and I don't think about it, I sound like a moron. And and so that's kind of one difference. I think kind of our approach. You're very logical, and I'm probably more emotional maybe or something.
Well, there are times where I feel like I might box you in with logic a little bit. Like if I'm throwing too many details into the situation, you start backpedaling.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Or I like to take on new tasks and try to be innovative. You like to be innovative. You like new things. You like finding efficient and snazzy ways to do things.
I do.
But not necessarily 10 things at the same time.
Yes, I would prefer to do one thing at a time.
Right.
I'm not a good juggler.
And I need to juggle. Juggle is where I actually get a lot of energy.
Right.
You also know movie quotes. I don't know movie quotes. You know
Sure.
rock bands. I don't know rock bands.
That's true.
Socially, they say you shouldn't work with people that you couldn't hang out with and have a beer with. I don't even drink beer, so that's off the table.
Yeah.
So if you'd gone by that criteria in terms of how we spend our time out of work, different. I would say. We both have young children, so there's a common denominator there. We're both Spartans.
Yep.
Common denominator. I have probably a deeper interest in sports than you.
I like Spartan football, but that's probably it.
Yeah. I tend to do better in meetings. You're not a meetings guy.
I'm not a meetings person.
You bow out of meetings every
I try every chance I can to not be at them.
Yeah, I kind of noticed that.
That's on record now.
Yeah. But it still works. It still works. And what's interesting to me is it so much that it works because you and I make the decision for it to work? I mean, we share accountability for the overall success of our program. I mean, that we share equally. So you and I both, without hesitation, want to have a positive working relationship, and it happens. Is there anything about our culture at the Alumni Association that you think helps seal the deal on that?
Absolutely, I think we're given a lot of autonomy and support. And I mean, on an org chart, you're my boss, but we don't work together like that at all. We definitely work like colleagues, and that helps because I'm not gonna be motivated by someone that's lording over me, telling me what to do, and I don't think most people would be. So I think, when you learn how to work with your employees as colleagues, you're going to get more out of them, I think.
Yeah. Well, I think a lot of environments now, I mean, I'm not sure people realize, we're in the Alumni Career Services arena, there are 2 of us, essentially, available to serve, in theory, 500,000 living alumni. And a lot of organizations are working with small teams that have these big tasks. So I think even if let's say I had this big ego and I wanted to lord over you, we're too busy to have that kind of relationship.
That's right.
And I think that's true in a lot of organizations now too. And I think it's fair to say that part of the reason there's tension between some employees or some, manager to supervisor, whatever, is because everybody's carrying these big loads.
Mm-hmm.
And if we don't feel like we're all pulling our weight, we all really care. You care about the people who you work with. And so if you tossed somebody over to me for some reason and the follow-up wasn't there, or I brushed them off in some way, or I gave them some advice that was just crazy and sent them on a wild goose chase, I don't think you'd be too happy.
I'd be annoyed, I think.
Yeah.
But I would also pass you to someone because I feel like you're better. I trust you to serve them. And I think trust has a lot to do with it.
Oh, yeah.
But with every relationship, that's why we work, because I just trust you to do your thing, you trust me to do mine.
Yeah.
We both have good days, we have bad days, we have more productive days, and some days aren't as productive, and we're human.
Yeah.
So there's some trust there, there's some forgiveness, there's some acceptance, and we both share the same vision.
Yeah, and I think that also carries through. I mean, we have student employees here. So we have a student who helps us with this filming, and she's part of the reason we got the giggles to begin with too, and ended up on this alternate idea. But even today, feeling I had this extra load, that I was getting stressed out and probably actually getting short with answers with other people because I was so focused on this list of to-dos that I have before going out of town. I finally found some things on the list, and I'm like, you know what, I can give this to our student Colleen. And Colleen took it, and she ran with it. And it was not even a comment of, you know what, Lisa, I can't remember, I don't think you mentioned this in the interview that I would be writing this type of content for you today. So it's a teamwork thing, and
Well, I think it's also important to note, like our student employees, we don't treat them like, Colleen, you can weigh in on this from behind the camera. We treat you like equals. We don't treat you like, you're not running coffee for us, or, you're helping out with the things, odds and ends, because that's your role, but we try the best to be supportive and to develop our students and to treat them like equals, not,
Yeah.
And I think that helps as part of the team. And so I think a corporate culture that fosters the development of the people and has some trust of people, and it also comes down to hiring people appropriately.
Yeah.
It's going to run smoothly, and it's going to be a place where people can get stuff done together and have fun, and it's okay to have the giggles and get sidetracked.
That's actually, I mean, we still got a lot of things done today.
Yes, we do.
But it is a good thing to be in an environment where you're giggling to the point of tears on take 7 and you finally just say enough. We've got to redirect. So thank you for taking in our ramble. It gets us a little more focused. Maybe we can actually do another serious take now. What do you think?
Maybe we can try that.
Maybe we can try that. So if you see these outfits again, that's why.
All right. Have a great day.